And how long have you been at this company again?
For almost 3 years.
Okay.
May will be 3 years.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
let's do a role play. All
Okay.
right. I'm gonna be you. I want you to be your direct report. Okay. And let's just see where this goes. Okay.
Okay.
Let's feel what we feel and see where it goes. Okay. So let's just here's how we'll set the scenario. I already sent an email to say, can we have a conversation? You already accepted. So this is me walking into your office to have the convo, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I walk in, close the door, sit down. Hey, let's give this person a name that's not their name.
Um. Dang, I'm going blank. Let's just say Huli. I don't
Okay.
know because she's right there.
Hoolie
That's
caught
the
a
only name I can
stray.
think of.
Hoolie caught a stray. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
Didn't mean
You
not
know
to
what?
lead by it.
We'll give. This will be Julie. That way, it's not Hoolie. Yeah, it'll be Julie
I
with an
like
E.
that.
That
I
way, it's
like
not,
that.
okay. So we're talking to Julie with an
I like
E,
that.
not Hoolie with an
There it
I.
is.
Right.
There it is. Okay,
All
great.
right.
Great.
Hey, hey, Julie. Thank you so much for uh making some time for us to talk.
Yeah, of course. What's going on?
Hey, this is going to sound like a broken record. I'm telling you right now, you're going to think I'm a broken record right now because we just had a conversation like this last week. And I felt like we made some progress in some areas. But there's some things that are still frustrating to me. And so I wanted to circle back around. And I've had some time to think about it over the last week. And I only got one question that I would like some feedback on and some clarity on. Would you be opposed to me asking this one question?
No. What is it?
Okay. Um, it it seems like I'm not adding value to this organization, and as a result, um, it sounds like you're biding your time till you get rid of me.
That's not the case at all. We've told you many times that we love that you work here and that we appreciate everything that you do.
Yeah, I have heard that um, in word, but it seems like the actions don't support that. I feel very dismissed in our emails. Um, I feel completely unseen in our conversations. Um, and even though we seem to address them after it's over, it seems like we go through the same cycle again. And so I'm not even sure it's you, Julie. I don't know if it's um, the person that you have to answer to, but it just feels like um, I'm not actually bringing the value that the company says I'm bringing, and that there might even be another issue that I don't know about that's impacting this. I don't know if there's pressure that you're receiving from your boss that is having you to come down harder on me or to communicate with me a certain way, but it does feel to me that I could be expendable. That you're kind of just biding your time, and if I wasn't here, it wouldn't really make that much of a difference.
Well, that's actually not the case because we've told you many times that we love the work that you do and that we're very grateful that you're here and all the roles that you take on this organization. We don't know what we would do without you.
And it feels good to hear that. I guess with that being said, then um, what needs to change? Uh, First of all, let me just ask this question: does anything that I'm saying to you just sound outlandish? Do you feel like there's no merit to anything that I'm saying?
Yeah, because we've tried to give you your space, and we've tried to respect you, and um, I don't know why you would feel that way.
Okay. So it sounds like there's no sensitivity to the experience that I'm actually having, because I've shared it with you several times, and your response is letting me know that um, there's no sensitivity to what I'm experiencing. Um, and Julie, to me, that's disappointing. And maybe I haven't been clear enough. Maybe I've not communicated it in a way um, to where you could really get it. And that's what's led to my cycle of frustration. And uh, so I am going to uh, I'm going to make the difficult decision to give you a 30-day notice, because I'm not sure uh, that I can continue in a work environment where the experience that I'm having continues to be ignored. I love working with you all. Um, I love the work that I do, uh, but I just feel invisible here. And so I don't want to abruptly leave, especially with the value that you feel like I bring to the organization. So I would like 30 days to be able to transition my work to someone else. And at that point, we'll part ways.
Well, I'm sorry you feel like that. We've told you repeatedly, if we're not a good fit for you, that you don't have to be here.
So you
Is that
have,
the end of the scene?
we can end right there.
Because I'm like, I don't know what else you would say, because they're very much these people. Like, if you don't like it, then you could just leave.
And
So after that, I'm kind of like, I don't really know what else we would say. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you
no,
off.
no, no,
I
no, no,
promise.
no,
I
no.
promise.
But see, the wonderful thing I love about this type of a role play is we get to, and Chris Voss is my negotiations coach and mentor,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we talk about these black swans, and the black swans are the unknown unknowns of a situation.
Mhm.
And as we got into that conversation, that last thing you said, that's the unknown that we needed to get to. That type of dismissive attitude of, if you don't like it here, you can leave. Cool. Bye.
Yeah.
What? If this is your attitude, then you've told me everything I need to know. You won't do what it takes to save me. You won't, there's nothing you need to change on your side. It's all me. I asked 3 different ways. And and the response was the same. Well, we already told you that we think you're great. That's like a husband coming home who never gives his wife any attention, and she's like, "Do I need to wear different makeup? Do you like my outfit? Is my
Right.
cooking
Right.
bad?" And it's
Right.
like, I already told you I loved you, like I said I do to you. Like, what is the problem? Well, nigga, you're never here. Like, you don't actually
Yeah.
come home.
Yeah.
You stay out till 9
Oh
o'clock
my
drinking with
gosh.
your buddies, and then you give me a kiss on the cheek, and you knock out on the couch. You don't even make it to the bed.
Right. Right.
So is it
It's like
me?
you're just an absent person at that point. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I tried to do
Yeah.
everything I could in that scenario to go, maybe I'm not the one bringing value, right?
Right. Right.
Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe, okay,
Mhm.
maybe it's not even you, Julie. Maybe your boss doesn't like me. And maybe your boss is putting pressure
And
on you to do something to me.
and that's the thing. I actually want to give you more context, because there is nobody that's above her.
Oh,
She is the president and the CEO.
okay. Then the only way she's going to learn how to treat good employees is to lose a great one.
that's what my wife said last night because I was telling her about it, and she's like, "Well, they're going to be really sorry when they lose you because
Absolutely.
because I do the job of like two or three people because all the other people that were here
Yep.
they did.
Yep.
I've gone through three different people that I would have been able to relieve some of my duties on,
Yep.
and it's just me now.
Yeah. 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 Like people don't quit their
Oh my
job.
gosh, bro.
Hey, David, I don't know
Oh my gosh.
if you've ever heard this adage, but it's such a true adage.
I know
People
what you're
don't
gonna
leave
say.
their
Yeah.
jobs; they leave who they work for.
Yeah.
They don't quit the job; they quit the person. Don't nobody want to work for Julie? And Julie can't see that she might be good enough to have started a business, but she's a very bad employer. She's not a good boss.
That part. And she's always talked about how like, oh, I used to work for this guy. He was a tyrant, and I vowed I would never be like that. And it's like, but then why are you being like that?
So here's the
Maybe
thing.
you're just
She
doing what you've seen, but dang.
but here's the thing though. She's not an
Okay.
overt tyrant like the one she described. She's a covert tyrant.
Mm,
It sounds like the
what does that
person.
mean?
Yeah, it sounds like the person that she worked for was an overt tyrant, right? Like just, hey, if you
Mhm.
don't like it, suck it, get out. I don't care. Quit. See if I care, right?
Right, right,
She's passive
right.
aggressive. She's not being overt with it. She's being covert. She's passive aggressive with how she's trying to get people to do stuff. And that's just as icky as if somebody just walked in and was like, hey, you suck at your job. You got to do mandatory overtime. Give me a
Mhm.
better product, or you need to get more sales, or whatever the case. So, like, yeah, when she loses you, then she'll know.
Right.
And if your wife is already like co-signed on that, it's just a matter of
Yeah.
hey, sometimes like I'm not in your bank account. I don't know what your savings look like or whatever. But sometimes you got to dip before you even know what the next thing is. It's like, hey, I'll figure it out on the other side. I'm out. Like,
And that's exactly where I'm at right now because you're telling me that, and I feel like some anger come out because I'm like, I think he's right. I'm excited to have this conversation. And crap, like where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do
for
now?
sure.
Like I'm kind of nervous on that one because it's like I have a wife, right? I don't have no kids. Thank the Lord right now because this would be a lot more difficult.
Of
But
course.
I'm like, I don't want to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave. Wifey, like take care of everything because
For
I don't
sure.
want to do that to her. She don't deserve that. And
Absolutely.
so it's like still gotta take care of my home. And it's like, but dang, I don't know if I could stay here no more. So it's kind of scary.
Absolutely. And all faith moves are scary. But if you notice, David, even in our role play, I didn't just up and quit. I gave a 30-day
Mm.
notice.
Right, right.
Like, hey, Julie, this is untenable. I'm not going to be able to stay here, but I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I'm giving you a 30-day notice. I will make sure things are in order. I will help onboard the next person that needs to replace me. I'm not going to leave you high and dry, but I am chunking deuces. When I transitioned from Potter's House, I gave them an 8-month notice.
Hmm. Wow.
8 months. And I stayed present all the way through to December 31st. I never checked out.
Mhm.
And so if it's a 30-day transition, if it's a 2-week transition, I believe when you set it in motion, that's when God's going to show up for you. I don't think you found anything because you haven't made the move yet.
Mm.
The moment you take that step of faith to go that direction, that's when God will open up the doors.
Yeah, because last night actually I polished my resume, put in my Indeed account, all this stuff, and I applied to a couple, like to at least just kind of get out there.
Yeah, for
But I
sure.
think, yeah, you're right. That's probably the move.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again, hey, 30 days is generous.
Yeah.
Right? 30 days is generous. It's like, hey, I've heard enough. Obviously, you're never going to see my position. You can't empathize with me with the experience I'm
Hmm.
having. Okay, there's nothing else that we need to talk about. 30 days.
Yeah. Because I've been feeling like this, for a long time, as I told you.
Yep.
But yesterday or sorry, Friday, sent a time off request because I was like, my wife's birthday is in April. I want to be able to spend it with her. She wants to go out of town, so we're going to do that. That's at least the thought. Let me know if that works for you. And she gave me pushback like, well, we were already going to take off and that doesn't work for us, but I guess you can do that.
Oh, well, then thank you.
And yeah, and I even but I felt so guilty about it. That was the issue. So I even, so I, emailed it to my wife and was like, "What do you think about this? Like, this is so weird."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I don't even know what to do. Like these people are crazy. Like, why are they making you feel bad and like demeaning you like this? It's just time off." She's like, "Maybe we don't have to go out of town. Maybe it's okay."
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we still gonna take it. I'm gonna leave, but
Amen.
like,
I'm so
you know,
glad. Because I would take it. I would take it. I would take it too.
she said yes. So
Yep.
okay, I mean, we're gonna take that.
Yep.
My wife's great, so I want to celebrate her. But
Yeah, fam. I'm with you on that one.
dang, that felt good to get out too.
Well, that's why I love doing the role plays, because when we do the role plays, it gives us the opportunity to, like, we can feel it before we have to feel it.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? It's like
yeah.
you even playing the role of Julie with the E, uh, gives us the opportunity to, like, really just be like, oh man, like, okay, if she says this and I'm going to say that, and if you say this and I'm going to say that, and then cool, okay, this is it.
So I do have a question for you
Of
then,
course,
based on all of this. Should I have the kind of conversation we just had? Should I have that kind of a conversation? Or
absolutely.
should I just
Nope.
hand the notice? No? Okay.
No, I would have that conversation. I'm the type of person that I've always been like this. If you lose me, you need to
Mhm.
know why.
Mm.
I,
Okay.
I I'm telling you. And that might just be that just may be the way I'm wired. But I've never been the type of person to break up with somebody and they don't know why I broke up with them.
Right.
I'm
Right.
going I'm
Right.
going to tell you why you lost me. So
Mm.
having that type of conversation, and just again, you're not coming in defensive or offended. You're just like, hey, you know what? It's
That's gonna be hard.
right. And that's why
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do it. You need to process it with your wife, pray through it, pick the time where your nervous system is regulated, and just going with the curiosity of, like, hey, it seems like I'm not bringing as much value to the company as you said I am. Oh my God, why would you say that? Well, um, I feel dismissed. I feel like my experiences have been ignored, and it just seems like if I leave, it wouldn't even matter to you. Oh my God, no,
Mm.
David. Like,
That part.
you know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no, David,
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
tell you I love you. You're doing the work of three people, and if I didn't have you, then I would be lost. Well, wow, you sure don't act like it. Shout out to 1.3. Like
Right.
you've said the right things, but then you do these different things. I f-
Yes.
I feel like you have all these
That's
micro.
the issue.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Right.
you have
Yeah.
all these microaggressions that you continue to lob at me. You give me emails with mixed
Yeah.
messages. You try to make me feel guilty for something. I really don't know when your yes is yes and your no is no. And
And let's even, oh, sorry, go ahead.
and the experience that I'm having with you is very frustrating. And if her thing is
Mhm.
like, well, if you don't like it, you
Yeah.
can leave. Girl, bye.
Yeah. And
So
and 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 let's add another piece of context. I
yes.
can't go to HR because HR is her husband. So there's that. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of screwed as far as like
Oh.
trying to deal with it in another way. So
Hey,
I think
hey.
what you're talking about is right.
Okay, but hold on, David. Hold on, David.
Mm.
This is a great detail.
Okay.
Maybe you're not screwed. Let me tell you why. Maybe you go to HR, and maybe you you voice your displeasure, right? And you say everything that you need to say. Like, hey, I know this is your wife, but right now I need you to compartmentalize. I need you to be HR,
EHR.
right?
Yeah.
Here's the
Hmm.
experience I'm having with my boss, not your wife, with my boss, right?
Right.
And you
Right.
say everything that you need to say, and you say, you know what? I'm on the verge of resigning because I feel unseen,
Ooh.
I feel unheard, and I feel all the things, right? Guess what?
Right.
They got to get in the bed together. And while listen, he know his wife. Let me say this up front. He know her.
Yeah. They've been married 40 years, so I would
Right?
assume so.
He know her.
Yeah.
And he might get in that car with her and be like, you about to lose a good one.
Mm.
You but if you keep up, you about to lose David. So I don't want you to think you can't go. Like if this man can't be HR and he tries to defend his wife, that's your confirmation you got to be out.
Okay.
But if he can hold space for you and be like, thank you for bringing this to my attention, you know, I'll try to see what I can do to resolve this. Hey, he might become your biggest advocate.
Hey, maybe. Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it may be
Yeah.
she just needs to hear everything you've always told her through her husband. And then she'll be like, oh, snap.
I didn't realize I was doing that.
I
Maybe
didn't
I need
even,
to change
you know
something.
what I'm saying? Oh my
Right.
God, what am I
Yeah.
doing?
Right.
And then she might come back and be like, yo, I'm sorry. I, I had a talk with HR, right?
Yeah.
I was in the bed with my husband last night. We were having pillow talk and you came up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
so
don't want to come up during that. That's
yeah,
weird.
I know it, but hey, man, I'm telling you, I have been in all types
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
scenarios, bro. I have been in all types of
Okay.
scenarios. I've been
Okay.
in the family business. I've been in big corporate businesses. I've been in businesses where nepotism prevails. And
Mm, yeah.
listen, I know how to play the game. So I would definitely take this to HR. I wouldn't even go back to her
Okay.
because you already had what,
Mhm.
2 or 3 conversations with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one last Thursday.
Yeah, last
Yeah, last
Thursday.
Thursday.
It hasn't even
Yeah.
been a week. You might want to schedule
Yeah.
your today's Tuesday. I would go meet with HR this Thursday and be like, "Hey man, a week."
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be like, "Hey," cuz that way it gives you the rest of this day and all of Wednesday to process. And then Thursday you set up an
Right.
appointment with bro and just be like, "Hey man, a week ago I had a meeting with my boss." And just tell them up front, like keep it a buck. We just going let's shoot the elephant in the room. I need to have a conversation about my boss, who just also happens to be your wife. That's not lost on me.
Mhm.
But I need you to
Right.
be
Right.
HR
Right.
right
Right.
now. I do not need you to be
Mhm.
husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't about to say nothing
Mhm.
disrespectful about your wife or nothing like that. But
Right.
this is my boss. That's a different experience. This is a work environment.
Sure.
So I am believing that you can compartmentalize and do what you need to do as I talk about my employer. And then just run down the
Okay.
list.
So this brings another question then.
Okay.
So that same role play that you and I had, that's the similar that I don't need to go to my boss with that one. I need to go to HR with that. And if it's the same song and dance, just resign right then and there.
Oh yeah. No, no, no.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. If it's the same song and dance, because you don't want to come across looking impulsive.
Oh, true, true, true. Okay,
Right?
okay.
So,
Yeah.
because then they'll try to argue, oh, David's in his feelings and he got really mad. No, it's like, oh,
He
take it
probably
all.
didn't mean it.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
right. Just take it all in. Duly noted. Go back home. Let your wife know. Hey, girl, I'm planning my exit strategy. And then on Monday of next week or Tuesday of next week, meet with HR again and say, hey, I know I hold an important role within this company. And so I want to give plenty of time for transition. This is my
Mhm.
30-day notice.